Today, we're going to learn how to talk about your future in French, your studies, your career, your home, your relationships, using clear, powerful language that sounds natural and confident. By the end of this lesson, you'll know 2 future tenses that power every real conversation about your plans. And you'll have vocabulary you can actually use. So grab your notebook or open a blank document and get ready to build the French version of your future self. Your essential toolkit. We use 2 main ways to talk about the future in French. The first is le futur proche, the near future. It's built with aller in the present tense plus an infinitive. For example, je vais étudier, I'm going to study, or nous allons voyager, we're going to travel. Use this when you're talking about things that are already planned or happening soon. The second is le futur simple, the simple future. It uses the stem plus endings like ai, as, a, ons, es, ont. So you could say, je garderai mon travail. I will keep my job. Or nous finirons nos études, we will finish our studies. Think of the future proche as what's coming soon, and the future simple as what's coming later. Both sound natural, so get comfortable switching between them. Pause here and say out loud 3 things you're going to do and 2 things you will do later. Use both tenses if you can. Now, let's explore how to talk about your personal life and relationships. Use time markers like à l'avenir, in the future. Demain, tomorrow, probablement, certainement, plus un mieux. These words make your sentences sound richer and more precise. People and choices, le, la, partenaire idéal, le, la, célibataire, se marier, le mariage, pax, traditionnel, le, la vie. And for worldview, le monde, partout, interculturel, le. Here are 2 brilliant frames. À l'avenir, je souhaite. In the future, I wish to. Ma partenaire idéal serait parce que. My ideal partner would be because. Pause the video and write down 1 sentence about your ideal life, using one of those frames. Now, let's talk about your future work, studies, and where you'd like to live. This is one of the most exciting parts of French, because it's about you, your future life, and your ambitions. Let's take it step by step. First, action verbs. These are doing words that you'll use again and again to describe your future actions. Listen carefully and repeat after me. Adopter, to adopt or take on something new. À l'avenir, je vais adopter un style de vie plus sain. In the future, I'm going to adopt a healthier lifestyle. Aider, to help. Je vais aider les gens malades à l'hôpital. I'm going to help sick people at the hospital. Apprécier, to appreciate or enjoy. J'apprécierai mon travail parce qu'il sera utile. I will enjoy my job because it will be useful. Changer, to change. Je vais changer de carrière après mes études. I'm going to change careers after my studies. Garder, to keep. Je garderai mes amis d'école même quand je travaillerai. I will keep my school friends even when I start working. Développer, to develop or improve. Je veux développer mes compétences en médecine. I want to develop my skills in medicine. Chercher, to look for. Je vais chercher un emploi à l'étranger. I'm going to look for a job abroad. These verbs are perfect for describing ambition, self-improvement, and your goals. All part of Mon Futur Moi. Next, careers and learning words. Here's some useful vocabulary for jobs and education. L'avocat, lawyer, le pilote, pilot, l'hôpital, hospital, l'employeur, l'employé, employé, employé. Compétence, skill, connaissance, knowledge or acquaintance. For example, plus tard, je deviendrai pilote parce que j'aime voyager. Later, I will become a pilot because I love to travel. Or, Je vais développer mes compétences en langue à l'université. I'm going to develop my language skills at university. Now, places that matter. You'll often describe where you want to study, work, or live. Here are some common words and phrases. Le pays, country. Près de, near. La mer, the sea. Le parc, the park. Le Canada, l'Espagne, la Normandie. Real place you can talk about. For example, j'habiterai près de la mer en Espagne. I will live near the sea in Spain. Je vais travailler dans un hôpital au Canada. I'm going to work in a hospital in Canada. Finally, money talk. Money vocabulary helps you sound realistic and relatable. L'argent, money. Cher, cher, expensive. Coûter, to cost. Exemple, ce travail sera bien payé, ce n'est pas trop cher. That job will be well paid, it's not too expensive. Mes études vont coûter beaucoup d'argent. My studies are going to cost a lot of money. Alright, now that you've built up a strong bank of vocabulary for work, study, and your future life, let's take it one step further. Because learning individual words isn't enough. To sound fluent in French, you need chunks. Ready-made phrases that you can slot new words into, just like Lego blocks. These are your power phrases, your building bricks for natural, confident speech. Once you know them, you can swap in any verb or idea, and suddenly, you're speaking real French, not just translating English in your head. Let's go through them together. Listen carefully to the rhythm, repeat if you can, and notice how each one works for a different kind of future plan. Number 1. À l'avenir, je vais plus infinitif. Exemple. À l'avenir, je vais aider mon employeur. That means in the future, I'm going to help my employer. This one uses the future proche or near future, the same as I'm going to in English. Use it for plans that are soon realistic or already imagined. Number 2. Plus tard, je plus, futur simple. Exemple. Plus tard, je deviendrai avocat ou avocate. That means later, I will become a lawyer. This uses the future simple, which sounds slightly more formal, more long-term. Use it for dreams, ambitions, and your bigger life goals. Number 3. Je préférerais plus infinitif parce que... Exemple. Je préférerais travailler à l'étranger parce que c'est important pour mes compétences. That means I would prefer to work abroad because it's important for my skills. This one adds a reason, and that little parce que makes you sound fluent and logical. Whenever you explain why, your French becomes richer. Number 4. Je souhaite plus infinitif or garder plus non. Exemple. Je souhaite développer mes connaissances. That means I wish to develop my knowledge. You can also say je veux garder mon passe-temps préféré. I want to keep my favorite hobby. Souhaiter means to wish or to hope for. It's elegant, polite, and sounds beautifully natural when you're describing hopes or goals. Now here's the trick. You don't need hundreds of different sentences. You only need a few great ones, and the confidence to swap the parts around. Change one verb, add one reason, mention one new place or person, and you instantly create a brand new fluent sentence. Think of these chunks like Lego. Once you know how to connect the pieces, you can build anything you want. Your dream job, your future plans, even your ideal life. Alright, it's your turn. Pause the video after the the following instruction. Create 3 sentences of your own using these chunks. Make one with the near future, one with the simple future, and one that includes a reason using parce que. Say them out loud twice. Listen to the rhythm, the flow, the sound of your French. This is where fluency starts. Not from perfection, but from practice. Bravo mes élèves, let's keep building your futur moi together. Now that you've mastered the grammar and vocabulary for your future plans, let's make it real. We're going to connect your French to real places, real culture, and real dreams. Because language only comes alive when it links to something you can see, imagine, and feel. Imagine this for a moment. Plus tard, j'habiterai en Normandie. Je travaillerai à l'hôpital. Je passerai du temps au parc, près de la mer. Picture that, the sea breeze, the sound of the waves, the rhythm of life in the north of France. Suddenly, it's not just vocabulary anymore, it's your story in French. So here's what I'd like you to do, quietly, just in your head or on paper if you wish. First, think about a region and a plan. Connect a real French place, like la Normandie, la Provence, la Bretagne, with a goal that matters to you. Maybe it's travailler dans un hôpital, or devenir pilote, or simply vivre près de la mer. When you put a place and a plan together, your language becomes personal. Next, swap locations and careers to make new versions. Try au Canada, or en Espagne, or à Paris. Change the job. Pilote, avocat, professeur, ingénieur, infirmier, infirmière. Notice how just one little word, au, on, aa, changes the sentence beautifully. Each time you adjust one word, your French world expands. And finally, keep both frames active, the near future and the simple future. That means for every place you mention, say one thing you're going to do soon and one thing you will do later. For example, je vais visiter la Normandie cet été. I'm going to visit Normandie this summer. Then, j'habiterai là-bas un jour. I will live there one day. See the difference? You're not just describing the future. You're building it step by step. This is what makes your French authentic. You're not memorizing, you're imagining. And when you imagine in French, your brain starts to believe it's real. So take a deep breath, visualize your future life, and say it to yourself in French. Plus tard, j'habiterai en Normandie. Je travaillerai à l'hôpital. Je passerai du temps au parc près de la mer. That's your future. Beautifully, naturally in French. All right, mes élèves, we've reached the final part of our lesson. How to make everything you've learned today stick, really stick, in your long-term memory. You've built vocabulary, mastered the future tenses, and learned to describe your life, work, and dreams in French. Now it's time to keep it alive through smart, consistent practice. The first secret to remembering a language is spaced retrieval. That means revisiting what you've learned a few times a week, not cramming it all in one go. Try 3 short, 5-minute quizzes every week. One day, go French to English. Another day, English to French. And one day, just speak back from memory, no notes. This simple rhythm beats cramming every single time. The second secret is interleaving. That's when you mix things up, vocabulary, grammar, and speaking, in one short session. Switching between them helps your brain connect ideas and recall faster when you need them. So, for example, practice one future proche sentence, then one future simple sentence, then test yourself on pronunciation with a quick liaison, like vous allez or les autres. That constant switching keeps your memory sharp. Here's a little micro plan to keep you on track. Day 1, learn the meanings, no pressure, just understand them. Day 3, build sentences using both future tenses, near and simple. Day 5, record yourself delivering a short 60-second talk about your future life. Where you'll live, what you'll do, who you'll be. That's how you transform knowledge into confidence. Let's quickly review the key tools you're now confident with. Le futur proche, aller in the present plus infinitive. For example, je vais aider mes amis. I'm going to help my friends. Remember, in negative, wrap it around aller. Je ne vais pas changer. Le futur simple, just add ai, as, a, ons, es, ont to the stem. For rare verbs, drop the e, je vendrai. And finally, les liaisons, those little connections that make you sound French. Les autres, vous allez, ils ont. Smooth linking, natural rhythm, that's your finishing touch. So, don't stop here. Keep practicing, keep listening, and keep imagining your future moi, your future self, in French. And if you'd like to keep learning with me, see more lessons on our YouTube channel or visit FrenchLanguageWorksheets.com for extra revision materials, worksheets, and pronunciation practice. You're doing brilliantly. Every small step counts. Merci mes élèves et à très bientôt. Until next time, keep speaking and keep building your French future.